do have 69 vendors participating with over 100 booths. We're at 106 booths, and that is a sold-out show.
The spring season for building gets a big kickoff at Kalahari. Welcome to Pocono Mountains Podcast, episode 40, here in our third season. I'm your host, Jim Hamill. March arrives this week and ushers in spring in the Poconos. What better way to welcome the eventually warmer weather than those home improvement projects? Meet some local home builders, suppliers, contractors, and more at the Greater Pocono Home and Outdoor Living Show, March 9th and 10th at Kalahari Resorts and Conventions. And it's free. We spoke with the folks spearheading the event and the year-round mission of the Pocono Builders Association, which is finding ways to help the community in numerous ways. Plus, they're just all around nice people. More on that in just a bit. The Poconos is a year-round destination for millions, with 2,400 square miles of rivers, lakes, forests, and mountains, and historic downtowns as well as iconic family resorts. It's the perfect getaway. You can always find out more on PoconoMountains.com or watch PTN, the Pocono Television Network, streaming live 24/7. Now, back to the episode. Amanda and Joan were kind enough to stop by the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau last week. They're busy finalizing the details for the Greater Pocono Home and Outdoor Living Show being held in a couple weeks at Kalahari Resorts and Conventions. It's the place to find all the products and services for your home, inside and out, under one roof. The event is family-friendly with some scavenger hunts, prizes, and much more. And it's just one part of the Pocono Builders Association's overall efforts to provide the community with vetted, reputable professionals within the building and construction trades industry in one centralized spot. Enjoy. Hi, everyone. It's Jim Hamill with Pocono Mountains Podcast, sitting here inside the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau main office on Main Street in Stroudsburg. This is the heart of the Poconos, right in the downtown here, and so many buildings surround us that kind of make me want to talk building with the Pocono Builders Association. Across the table from me, Amanda Hobb, and we've got Joan Malloy. She's the executive director of the Pocono Builders Association. Ladies, thank you for joining us. We have a big event coming up. Amanda, you're kind of spearheading that. Are you guys excited?
Super excited. Yeah, very excited. So our big event coming up is the annual Greater Pocono Home and Outdoor Living Show. The show is held at Kalahari. Right. This year is March 9th and 10th. Okay. Hours of the show, Saturday, come on out 9 to 5, and Sunday, 10 to 3.
It's free.
It's free. That is huge news.
Yeah.
Free. So come on out.
And, you know, we could really unpack this in a lot of different ways, but you guys don't just do these shows, right? So you guys really handle a lot of industry type of education and networking events and things like that all throughout the year. You advocate for your members too on a local level, a regional level, a state level, a federal level. So a lot of different things that you guys do in your perspective or respective roles. Joan, tell me a little bit about your background and how you got involved 3 years ago with the PBA.
Well, to be honest with you, 3 years ago, I was looking with my background in sales. I did not have a background in the building industry. Shocking. But I came and they had an opening. And then when I said, I was sales. And I said, well, what do you guys, what exactly is the executive director's role? And they said they are a 501c6. So we're a nonprofit, yeah. But they have members and you have to be invited into the membership, or if you apply, all of our members are vetted. That's a big deal here. So if anybody in the community is looking to say, have anything done at their home, remodeling, inside, outside, you want an expert. And who we have in our association are all experts in their fields. From building to remodeling, you need insurance. Maybe you're starting to look for a house. Maybe you want to remodel. Maybe you want a new HVAC system. If you're interested, you find us on the website, www.poconobuilders.org, or you call me and I will direct you to one of our fabulous members.
So Amanda, you're in the private sector, you know, not necessarily in a nonprofit role other than your service on the board. Mm-hmm. So you're in the mortgage side at ESSA. Tell me what that entails, especially with relation to the Pocono Mountains as a whole. You're trying to incentivize people to take out loans and to build and to grow.
Yeah, correct, Jim. So at ESSA, we have great first-time homebuyer programs. We have excellent construction programs. That's kind of ESSA's niche, is the construction. And that is why we are so involved in the Pocono Builders Association. The majority of the known builders in the Poconos are on our approved builder list. We work with them and everything goes fairly smooth that way. I've been with ESSA 16 years. I worked in the branches, I worked back office for the executive team, and I have now moved over to the lending team. And the bank as a whole is very community oriented. So everything that we do touches the community in one way or another, whether it's sponsorships or getting involved in different associations, the chamber, all kinds of things. So we're very much in the community.
So this has been a little bit of those. My colleague Brian mentioned that 2019 was a pretty big show for you guys, and of course, COVID kind of negated a lot of public events and things like that. And you had to rebuild, pun intended.
Yep.
And so here you are now in 2024, looking to kind of really put this show on the map, especially with the fact that it's at Kalahari. So it's a large facility, can accommodate a lot of people, a lot of your vendors. Am I right? You guys had to turn some vendors away for this thing?
Yeah, so we did have a waiting list. Unfortunately, there was just not enough room to get everyone in, which is actually a really great thing for the show. Planning for next year, but we do have 69 vendors participating with over 100 booths. We're at 106 booths, and that is a sold-out show. March
9th and 10th, free admission to the public there, and it's at a water park, and it's centrally located for a lot of what Monroe County, in the Poconos. People are coming from a far distance away. They can come right along 380 there and pop back on and get on the way. But they could build that into like a weekend up here, right? Like, you can plan out all your projects for building, for renovations, for different kitchen remodels or anything like that. And then you can kind of go hit up the water park or go hit one of the ski resorts.
Absolutely. Yeah. Tell people if they'd like, they can bring their blueprints and maybe they can sit and talk with somebody because you want to speak to somebody that can do your outside landscaping. Okay. But bring your blueprints and talk to the experts. That's all we ever tell them when they call us. Just bring them.
And that's where I think your facilitation of having those experts in one place, it's a one-stop shop. So it's a little bit hard to get somebody on the line every once in a while or to send out an email and expect like a response because everybody's so busy, but you're going to have a captive audience right there and then that day. And so that must be really kind of like how you guys try to catapult, those folks who would be from the public or those vendors into a relationship beyond this. So it could just be the beginning of a very great relationship for any of those vendors and people who are looking to build or develop or to grow.
Absolutely right. Yeah, and there really is unlimited options there. You can be looking for a hardscape and landscape, a painter, a garage door, a bank, a lender, a realtor, a builder. It's no matter who you're looking for, you're finding them there.
Yeah, we usually just say from roof to basement and outside.
And pools and spas.
And pools and spas. Can't forget that. Yeah.
There's some very good, months of summer that we experience here in the Poconos. And you could really take great advantage, even in the wintertime, of having a spa, right?
Exactly.
House. And you've got some renewable energy things. You've got the experts that are going to be on hand, too. So really, at the price, too. That's a bargain. Free.
Yeah.
No cost to admission.
Yeah, we're hoping that will really draw a crowd in and get the community in front of these vendors so they have the opportunity to show what they can do.
And the nice thing about it is it's in March. So it's the perfect time to plan your project for the spring and summer.
Absolutely it is. I have a few on my list. All right, so we can keep on moving with some other topics here. You guys seem to want to not just, in this event that is, an annual event, but throughout the year, educate the public on various things that are new, on like requirements, because there's, zoning and there's regulations and all those kind of things. So for anybody who wants to learn and educate themselves, you guys are a one-stop shop for that and a clearinghouse for information in the Poconos, right?
Absolutely. I will tell you that we have approximately 16 board of directors, on our board of directors. It's all volunteer. They're all members of the community. And what they try to do is educate within the boardroom and outside the boardroom what exactly is happening in the building industry, because what's happening in the building industry affects not only all of our other, I would say, associate membership, but also the community, because it all is intertwined.
It affects Amanda, right?
It affects Amanda.
Sure does.
Yeah.
Whole bank, system.
Banking, everything is included. So what we try to do is we try to educate. We send out the emails. If there's any call to action, we try to let everyone know that, this is something we need to pay attention to, because it's going to affect Monroe County. And that's really important, that everybody knows about it and can have a say if they chose to.
It's somewhat of an exciting time too, because there's so much demand right now for housing of all levels, to low to moderate to high incomes, that, the builders industry is definitely in a good position to help facilitate a lot of that building once the funding is lined up. So it's got to be really important for you guys to collaborate throughout the state and throughout, the Pocono region to support those efforts, right?
Absolutely. I can tell you that in our boardroom, we have one big topic of a discussion is always our Political Action Committee for Affordable Housing, known as PACA to us. We always touch upon what is needed in the community and beyond, and how we can help facilitate that.
Yeah. I mean, that's like a really big buzz topic right now, including just how much housing and building is economic development too. So you see the Poconos in a somewhat of a growth model right now. Ever since 2020, there's been like a huge rush on real estate in a lot of different ways, and you see a lot of development happening throughout the commercial and the residential side of things too. So that economic development is only going to bring jobs, right? Good paying jobs, especially, and then also too kind of help support family wages and stuff. So it is kind of part of the bigger ecosystem here, isn't it? The building side of things is part of that driver for the economy.
Absolutely. And I will touch upon this as well. We have a workforce development committee within the Pocono Builders Association, and we work really closely with Monroe County Technical Institute, MCTI.
We've been there. We're on Pocono Mountains Magazine and the TV network as well, and the kids there are just stellar what they do, and the educator too.
And I have to be honest with you, there is going to be a need. There is a need. Right. There's not going to be a need. There is a need for folks to come right into for the trades, any trades.
Yeah.
And we're reaching out to them. We're trying to incorporate them into showing them right in Monroe County, you can step out and get a great job and be a part of your community right out of high school if you choose to be.
Yeah. So certainly wasn't kind of the message when I went to high school 20 plus years ago.
Right.
But now it's ever more evident.
Yeah.
The need to have folks, look at the options out there, and here you have, really good paying jobs lined right up for them in this industry.
Something new that we did this year is we had what is called, for this year, we always do a scholarship for a local graduating senior that is going into some sort of trades to go into a 2 or 4 year institution. This year, we recognized that somebody that's going right out into the trades also might need some help to facilitate. So we have
apprenticeships, things like that.
Well, we implemented a new award only for an MCTI co-op student going right out into the trades. It's called Tools of the Trades. And what we're doing is it's a $500 scholarship, and it's not even a scholarship, it's an award, that's really going to be for them to purchase tools. Like, who would think that who helps them purchase tools? They're going to have to get their own tools. So this is something that the board of directors and the Pocono Builders Association recognized as important. And that's what we're starting this year.
It is. You don't have the tools. You have the talent.
Can't
you only have the
There you go.
Yep.
That's it. So
yeah, that's fantastic. I'm not in the building industry, but what are some of the key industry discussion topics right now? Like what's hot? I mean, Joan, you probably have your finger on the pulse of this, but of course, from a lending standpoint too, I mean, you'd also know what is there too. So what kind of things are you guys kind of really focusing in on from a relevant topic in 2024 and beyond?
So as far as the lending role goes, I think a lot of people are coming out of COVID. There's a lot of first-time home buyers that maybe they were forgotten about during COVID with the bidding wars and over asking, and it kind of left the first-time home buyers in the dust a little bit. A lot of them kind of given up in that point, but now we're circling back to they're recognizing they have a chance again. Things have kind of settled. So first-time home buyers are going to be very big this year.
And my wife works for, and no shameless plug here, but for NeighborWorks of Northeastern PA, and they've got the first-time home buyers program.
Yep.
Here in Monroe
Yep.
County.
I just met with them this morning.
Very good. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Small world. But that's really critical too, to get them the tools they need to then be able to attain their first home. Because again, that's a lot of how our society builds wealth in a lot of ways too, is to have that home ownership and to kind of build that equity over time. So that's really important. Unique to hear that now too, that it's time again for first home buyers, because there was
not a time for them. And, there's a lot of programs and grants out there that they may not know about that they can qualify as a first-time home buyer. So it's important to know what's out there, too.
Fantastic. And, Joan, any other topics outside of the lending side that you're kind of thinking is worthwhile to let our listeners know about?
The only thing that I can tell you is that it's important as somebody in the community who's looking for somebody to either do any type of work on your home to make sure that they're reputable. They need to be reputable. And that's what the Pocono Builders Association can offer,
right?
Is reputable contractors, builders, insurance, real estate, anything you can think about. Like I said, all vetted, and that's what you need. You give me a call, I'll give you recommendations.
Because really, renovation work, or just straight up new builds, anything that you have done on your home, hardscape, landscape, it's not cheap. So, if you're going to spend some money on that, whether or not it's your second home, whether it's your first home, whatever it is, you want to make sure you're getting what you're paying for. And so that's a great conduit through which to get those vetted contractors that you need.
That's exactly what we're here for.
Good to know. I'll be using that resource when necessary. When I can't do a project and my wife needs it done. But so
I'll be hearing from your wife.
Yes, you feel more than likely. Tell me about your podcast, right? You guys have really kickstarted this as another way to reach the local community here in the Pocono Mountains. You guys launched
We're launching. You're launching at the beginning of March. Yes. It is called Members Speak, Building a Solid Foundation. That is the name. Yes, one of our members, Pennywise Fuels, won our competition, and she's going to be the first member on the podcast.
Nice.
Our president, Don Hannick of Spread Eagle Realty and Development Corporation, is our real first guest.
Oh, understood.
Yes. But what we're trying to do is have our members come, just discuss a little bit about who they are, what they do, and how they work within the community. If you have any questions, some fun facts about them, things you might not know about their particular area of expertise.
Yeah.
And I think it's just going to give a nice little overview for the community of who we are and what they do.
Well, and when Joan came up with the idea of starting the podcast, the drive really was for the members, not so much the association, but to get the members' voices out there and to really spotlight them, because, the association wouldn't be a thing if we didn't have our members.
That's very true. Yeah, members really drive our organization, your organization, and those folks, they have mouths to feed, families, employees, and, obviously have been legacy businesses throughout the Pocono Mountain region, family run and operated. And that's so great to hear that you guys are so kind of like getting into like trying new things like that too, because there's a great audience out there that you can tap into, whether they're just listening to podcasts on the drive or on the go, walking or doing cooking or whatever they do, yard work around the house or anything like that. So I wish you guys the very best with the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I guess, that's rounding out our conversation, but is there anything else you'd want to chat about from, just reminding people about the big event, March 9th and 10th, Kalahari? What's the name of this thing? Because it's a mouthful.
It's the Greater Pocono Home and Outdoor Living Show.
Outdoor Living Show.
And it's free.
And it's a great time.
It is a great time.
Invite everyone you know.
All the booths, everybody there, like we said, from roof to basement and outside.
Mm-hmm. And how to insure it, how to pay for it, all of it.
Real estate
full package.
Everything.
Stop.
That's it.
Free admission, both days there.
But we would also like to thank you, Jim, and the Pocono Mountains Visitors Bureau for partnering with us on this in so many ways.
Yeah.
So thank you from the Pocono Builders Association for doing that. We also would like to thank Steve from RFO for being our title sponsor again this year. And we do have, which I'm not going to rattle off today, 9 gold sponsors. So,
and they help kind of, get the word out. I know that's what we're doing, to help the cause is to, we have a promo running. We've got some billboards up and all that kind of stuff. Will help educate the public about where, when, and why they should get to this thing on the 9th and 10th of March at Kalahari.
And also, can I bring up one more?
Yeah, absolutely.
We also would like to thank the Pocono Raceway.
Right.
They are coming. They're bringing their pace car And yes, and then we will have for the children, we're going to have a
Scavenger hunt.
Is it scavenger hunt?
Mm-hmm.
Treasure hunt, scavenger hunt. And they will be giving away raffle tickets to go to the Pocono Raceway in July. I think it's July.
Yep, July.
Yeah, so July.
And one really good thing that if you attend the show March 9th and 10th, you will get the 2024 directory, which gives you right in your hand an entire booklet of all of our members and everything that they can offer to you.
Ooh, so there's something tangible they could take away from there.
Yes.
That is like the resource, and they could probably take notes in it, and, kind of really walk away with something that's, really beneficial to any time they have a need.
That is right.
That, and on top of that, just a little extra that they get. Most of the booths you'll find koozies and tape measures and all the tchotchkes. Yeah, you want all of that stuff.
So bring a backpack, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, we have bags. Oh, you do? We have bags. Norman Companies has been gracious enough to give us bags for the event.
Nice. So we've got bags, we've got swag, we've got a scavenger hunt for the kids, the pace car from Pocono Raceway. So I'm really excited for you guys to have, a great, year here for the Outdoor Living Show, the Pocono Builder Show. One more time with the title. So I don't mess
Greater Pocono Home and Outdoor Living Show.
Greater Pocono
Home and Outdoor Living Show.
I've got it. Fun. The content. All right, get there on March 9th and 10th. Joan, Amanda, thank you for joining us here from the Pocono Builder Association. We appreciate you guys coming.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.
Pocono Builders Association, the folks behind the free and massive Greater Pocono Home and Outdoor Living Show, March 9th and 10th. Find out more on PoconoMountains.com/events. Thanks for listening to Pocono Mountains Podcast. We'll have a new episode each week highlighting lots of the fun things you can experience while you're visiting the Poconos. Subscribe and leave a review and or comment on whatever platform you listen. We hope you enjoyed the podcast. Please remember to subscribe anywhere podcasts are available. Come visit us in the Poconos. Plan your trip today.